All right, welcome everyone to Project SSL. This is a weekly digital journal in which I record my thought process of how am I going to improve in order to hit SSL and Rocket League. So this is year one, week one. So this week is pretty much the testing ground for me, in which I try to determine what training plans and routines and when and at what time I want to play Rocket League. So I sorted out the kinks during this week, and that shows in which how many matches I was able to get, in which I only got 20 once matches. I'm trying to aim for around between 30 and 40 matches per week in once. But this week it was low due to the fact that it's the first week. So I was figuring all of this stuff out, all of Project SSL overall. I started the week Diamond 3 Div 4 and ended C1 Div 3. So now let's go and I'll show you guys a replay or two as I talk about the notes I was able to take from these game sessions that I had this week. So, I was able to gather about 4 points, around 4 points of how I can improve my ones game. One of the major ones I would say is my kickoffs. As you might see in some of them, there's two problems with my kickoffs sometimes. One is that my speed flips in those kickoffs are a little bit lacking. They either turn into diagonal flip cancels, or in which it just puts me out of the path that I want to take. And number two would be the follow-up of the ball. Sometimes when I win the kickoffs and the ball would hit the sidewall, I would have a hard time trying to get contact on the ball into the net right away. It'll either I would miss the ball or I would just get a weak shot, and the opponents would be able to collect the ball and take it to the corner. Another point is that my aerial defense is kind of lacking. As you may see, is like when someone goes on the wall for an air dribble, most of the time I'm grounded, and that's for sometimes it's okay, but around C1 now compared to C1 a couple of years ago, people can now flip reset, and at a good percentage as well. I would say around 70%. I can't really tell the percentage wise, but it's just more than 50. So as you may see, sometimes the aerials I just stay on the ground until the last moment. Other times I go into the back wall, but then when I'm on the back wall, I feel a bit awkward because sometimes they just go low and then they just restart the aerial. So I have to pretty much get off the wall to match the positioning. Third would be that I can improve my shadow defense. Sometimes there are moments where I try to hide behind the ball, and I'm still trying to figure out where I can place my car when the opponents have the ball on the hood. I've come to the realization that the best spot to try to hide yourself is lining myself up with the opponent's back of the car to the positioning of my car. I'm not sure if I could find an example in this match or the next one if I reach the next one, but that I have to work on as well. And let's see, aerials, kickoffs, shadow defense, and let's see, we got aerial defense, winning decent, And then a small minor thing would be just getting power shots using using an arrow on the power shots. On the using arrow, my default when I aerial is arrow right, so those shots are not too bad. But when I try to use aerial left, it's a bit hard because I have that binded to my triangle button on PlayStation. For Xbox user, it's Y, so I have my arrow left on that, so I have to quickly press that and then flip into the ball, which is a little bit hard to do, but I know I could do it. I've been able to get that down from previous experience, so I just need to get back to that level of mechanics. And let's see here. Thursday, Friday, and then another minor thing is to improve my aerial ground to air dribble bumps. I've been able to get some, but I would say my success rate on that move would probably be like 40%. I would say 40 to 40%. So that can improve definitely as well. And yeah, and then side notes on Rocket League is I got a new controller. As you see right here, I got a new controller today actually. Just because the old one that I had, the sticks were already loose from being used for, I would say 3 years, 3 to 4 years. I gotta check on my dates, but yeah, I got a new controller, so that's why today when I was playing some ones matches, I ended up going 2 for 2, even though I felt like I could have won one of the matches, but I just had some issues on adjusting to the new controller. And yeah, for this upcoming week, I'm planning to do a lot of speed flip practice, I would say. Speed flip practice, improving, or not improving, but adding more matches to my match count for the week. Minimum at least 30. And other than that, I would say is maybe watch a kickoff tutorial on YouTube if I could find a good one. And yeah, I gotta say that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys join me for next week.